going to grind my corn. This is red and purple corn. There's a few white kernels and stuff in there. They're pretty. My mill here that I'm going to set up and grind it. I'm going to make a mush because it's delicious and I want to show people what it is. Similar to polenta except for it's not. It's mush. Just grind it up into flour. It's all ground up now. That's kind of what it looks like. You can buy a cornmeal and try to do it with this. The cornmeal you get at the store has the oil removed. So if you are using store-bought cornmeal, try to buy the whole grain that has the oil and everything with it. And now you just got to cook this into a porridge. That made about 2 cups. So I have about 6 cups of water here that I'm going to bring to a boil. And then I'm going to pour about a cup of just cold water with this. You want to mix it together with some water first before you add it to the boiling water. That way it doesn't clump up. A little bit of salt to the water here. That's kind of how I want it. This will take a while to cook, probably about 40 minutes or more, just because it's such a coarse grain. If I have like a finer grain, it'll cook faster, in like 25 minutes or so. Pour all this in here. You want to turn the heat down, and then it's just pretty much stirring it and making sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom and scraping it off the bottom for about 40 minutes or so here. It'll thicken up as it cooks, and I might even have to add more water to it. And it's kind of like polenta, only polenta usually uses cheese and butter, and sometimes this uses broth instead of water, and yellow corn too. When it comes right down to it though, I guess it's all really just corn porridge. I had to get my wooden spoon. A scraping sound. I did not want to listen to that for the next 30-40 minutes. I said you have to constantly scrape the bottom. It's been a little over 20 minutes, but still not quite ready yet. So it'll probably be another 10 minutes or so. Me just stirring here. It's been another 10 minutes, but I still don't think it is quite done the way I want it. I want it to be a little thicker than that, so maybe another 5 minutes here. It is finished. See how it's sticking to the side of the pan there a lot, and it really sticks to the spoon or the spatula. Nice and thick. That's how you want it. Okay, I have a pan here that is greased. I have another one here just in case. I'm going to pour all of this into here if it'll fit, and if not, I'll put a little in here. Put that little in there. I'm just going to let this sit and cool completely, and once it's cooled down, I'll set it in the fridge for at least 4 hours, probably more like 8. I want it to be nice and flat on top. There we go. I'm going to leave this like this uncovered now until it cools down completely, and then I'll cover it back up and put it in the fridge. It's cooled down enough now. I can go ahead and put it in the refrigerator. I'm just going to put a towel over it and set it in there. You can see it's getting kind of firm. And I want it to just get nice and chilled and firm all the way through. I'm going to go ahead and harvest this bok choy here. And I'll come through here and get some of this stuff here, especially some of these mustard greens. They're getting really big. A little garden helper here. I'm just cutting it off at the base. Then I'm just going to leave that. It can either regrow or maybe I'll bury it. I don't really know. But I'm not going to eat that part. And I'm not going to pull it up. It'll just get sand everywhere, and then it'll be sand all in here and all in here. So it's better just to cut them. Good, nice little harvest. And this bed here, still have some tot soy there growing that I'll get probably in a few weeks. I have a bunch more over here to get. This over here is a lot bigger. I like to get the bottom leaves. Just let it keep growing. I like to get the mustard before it gets too big and flops on the ground and gets all dirty and diseased. And the same with the kale and stuff like that. The purple cauliflower, kind of like broccoli in a way. Got a nice harvest of things here to eat. For the next few days, all that bok choy and a whole bunch of kale and some mustard greens. It's the next morning and it's nice and chilled and firm. I'm gonna flip it over here and get out of the pan. There it is, all out of the pan. And I'm going to just take a few slices, maybe about this thick. See how it's all solidified now? It's no longer a porridge, it's pretty dense. Just great for frying and using for different dishes that I'm going to do here. The thing about this stuff is it'll last a week in your refrigerator, so I'll be able to use this several times. I'm only going to use probably just a couple. Maybe I'll use part of this one too. They're kind of like French toast sticks, because they're kind of creamy in the middle and they're crispy on the outside. But I'm not going to fry these in a skillet. I'm going to put them in my air fryer because it's just really easy. You can also put them into little cubes. I'll do that with a few here. Nice little cubes. I'm going to put these in the air fryer. You can still fry them in a pan with some oil, but this makes them nice and crispy all the way around. Kind of like crispy tofu, it's really good. They're nice and crunchy on the outside. Let me get some maple syrup, that's how I like it. Very easy breakfast. I believe I almost forgot one of the best parts, the butter. It's kind of crispy on the outside and creamy on the inside. It's like a French toast stick, kind of. It's cornmeal, a little salt, and some water. And then, of course, whatever you want to put on it. And then so you can make a homemade, home-produced breakfast, especially if you get your maple syrup. I'll be back for dinner to make something else. To eat again, so I'm going to make that mush with the sausage, and then I'm going to add onions and the frozen eggplant. Quite a lot here. I think I will use some of these tomatoes too. Aren't these beautiful tomatoes? Maybe like this green and red striped one. I'm going to cook this down until the eggplant becomes pretty unrecognizable. I have those tomatoes chopped up here. Add the tomatoes. I think I'll add back in the sausage, and I'll probably put like a cup of water in there, a cup or so. I think I am going to add this tomato paste just because I like it nice and tomatoey. Pour in some more water. Mix this together really well here. Looks pretty good. I think I need to add some spices here, like basil, rosemary, thyme, oregano, sage, a few other things, I think. It's awfully thick, so I'm gonna add some more water. Cover this, let it simmer, and check on it about a half an hour or so. While this is over here cooking, I'm going to cook these greens here. I think I'm just going to cook them with some peppers. I have a little purple pepper and one of these Carolina cayenne with some garlic. And I think that'll be fine for me. Got my peppers and my garlic here. Got my bok choy all separated there. I separate the stems from the leaves since the stems take longer. Go ahead and just add this here. Hot oil. Along with the stems. It smells really good. Go ahead and add the leaves now. Just cook these leaves down a little bit here. This is about how I like my greens. I like them to be a little bit bright still, and I kind of like them a little bit on the crunchy side, some of them, depending on what it is. Okay, now I'm ready to fry some of this mush here. I have 3 nice slices, and I'm going to use, I have to use clarified butter. It tastes really, really good. If you fry it in butter and have it with maple syrup like I did for breakfast, oh, you probably won't want pancakes ever again. You just wait for this to get a little bit warm, and I'll go ahead and add these here. All there is to it there. This is frying. I'll check on the sauce here. I think it looks pretty well the way I like it. Turn it off here. And I'll just continue to fry this, and once these are done, I'll flip them and fry the other side, and then I can eat. Almost ready here. Wait for the other side to crisp up a bit. Some of the sauce to put on here. Look how pretty the color is. Really great meal. It's pretty cheap. Made with ingredients you can grow yourself. It's really good. Really good too. You like the nice touch up with the flour in there. Flour. It's good. I love how pretty it is. Full of all those anthocyanins. That's good for you. Finish up the rest of my meal here. You can fry it in butter too. It makes a nice little breakfast with some cherry jam and some quail eggs. Corn mush. I'll probably be able to have it again for breakfast tomorrow. Bye everyone. Thanks for watching.